Hi folks, it's Todd Scarborough here with Understanding Your Health, and we're going to try something a little different today. You know, Tom and I have talked so much about conditions, health conditions, and products that help with that, from supplementation to diet and on down the line. But one thing that is my biggest pet peeve about American is sedentary lifestyles. The sedentary lifestyle is probably one of the most harmful things to Americans, because the diet that we're eating, if you were moving the body, it would kind of cleanse all of the toxins out of your system. So the biggest culprit in the American diet today, or at least the health problems and health conditions with Americans, is lack of mobility. And of course, when people think of working out or going out and work out, what do they think of? They think of me going into the gym yelling at dumbbells. You don't have to do that. There's many, many ways of exercising. In fact, one of the best ways to lose fat and get in shape is just walking. Find a friend, find somebody to hang with for an hour and just go walk through the neighborhood. Say hello to the neighbors. And just a steady walk like that will burn a lot of body fat and get you in shape. But now, if you're trying to shape the body, if you're trying to gain muscle, certainly walking won't do it, running won't do it. In fact, a lot of the times I see people running through the parks. If you see these people who are chronic runners, and I totally understand why you would be. It's a high, it's an endorphin rush. It's something that certainly makes you feel better at the end, and there's health benefits that come from it. However, the problem with that, running, jogging, shaking the body, continually puts an enormous amount of pressure on the joints, and then ultimately tells the muscle to go away. If you look at people who are runners, they're very, very small, very slender, in good cardio shape, but they're losing muscle. So kind of this episode and the episodes to follow here are basically trying to give you some information on how to keep muscle on the body, add muscle as you age. If you think about the aging process, basically it's just a degradation process of the body. And where does it start? Losing muscle and losing bones. And if you look at the aging process, by the time we're 85, 90, we've lost a lot of our muscle and we lost a lot of our bone strength. And so coordination goes down, mobility goes down, and ultimately you become more and more sedentary, and that ultimately is what takes you out of this world. The slower you become, you ultimately just fizzle out. So what I want to do here is try to give you some basic information. I want to show you some things you can do at home on these episodes, and that's basically what this is about, is trying to give you some ideas that you can bring back to your house 10, 15, 20 minutes a day to give you muscle tone, keep muscle on the body, to make you feel better, look better, add curves. And ladies, don't be afraid of this. The girls are so afraid of muscle. When I tell them I want to put muscle on their body, they think they're going to look like me. Unless you do an enormous amount of male hormones, you're not going to look like me. Most of the women who train on weights, and you can look online and see, beautiful, beautiful curves. Muscle equates to overall curves and shape. So I want to show you some things. So when we come back from the break, I'm going to show you some exercises. And the first thing we're going to do is legs. If you look at what the foundation of your body and strength and core strength and all of that is, leg strength is extremely important. And as we age, we lose muscle in our legs, lose muscle in our glutes. Tail end goes flat, everything falls off, and you lose that shape. So I'm going to try to show you how you can do this with one simple exercise called lunges. As far as not only what you get from lunges as far as shape and glutes, but you also, more than anything else, one of the best ways to work the body, get in shape, get the heart moving and that sort of thing. And then also too, once you get leg strength back, you're able to move. You're able to do things a lot better, a lot easier, more mobility. So hang around. We're going to take a break for just a second. As soon as we come back, we're going to start getting active. If you can get up and stretch in between the commercial breaks, we're going to do some lunges, so loosen your legs up a little bit. We'll be back after break. I'll show you the proper way to do a lunge, and it's very important that you do them right, because you wind up hurting yourself, and I see it so often with the people who use bad form. So I'll help you with the form, help you understand your body a little bit more when we return. Hang on. And welcome back to Understanding Your Health, folks. Todd Scarborough here, talking about the physical side of life. You know, a lot of the times Tom and I, we're talking about supplementation and health conditions and that sort of thing. You want to prevent a lot of that. Here's how you do it. Pretty simple. Become active. And if you look at when people say, well, get off the couch and start working out, some people have a hard time understanding where to start. And if you think about it in today's society, 21st century, a lot of marketing hype. It's a multi-billion-dollar business around diet, weight loss, exercise, and you see all of these gimmicks and different machines and home gyms. And I would advise you, before you buy a home piece of equipment, don't rush into it. In fact, start off with very basic fundamental movements like I'm going to show you here, some things to work legs and upper body, calisthenic type moves. Get into it, and then from there, feel what you would like and see which machines do best. Do your research, because a lot of the times what they wind up being is glorified towel dryers basically in the living room. You throw clothes on them and they ultimately go underneath the bed and you spend $400 for nothing. So I want to show you how to do some basic moves here at home, some calisthenic type moves. The first thing we're going to do is legs. And ladies, I want y'all to pay attention specifically because I get asked all the time by girls, how do I get my rear end to stay? Or how do I get it in shape? How do I lose the fat off of it? Or how do I lift it? I can answer all of those questions and solve all of those riddles with one exercise, and you can do it at home. So you have no excuse. You don't have to have equipment. You don't have to join a gym. All you have to do is just do this very basic exercise about 3 days a week, and you'll notice a difference in your butt lifting. Your legs will look better. All the cottage cheese in there will start going away. It's where we store our fat in a lot of cases, from the waist down, especially ladies. Guys right here in the front porch, ladies from the waist down. So ultimately, girls, if you want to shape your body, guys as well, here's a good way of doing it. We're going to start off with a basic lunge. And when we talk about lunges, I'll describe the exercise. All it is basically taking a longer than normal step and coming up and doing a walking type of pace. So what you would need is a space in your house of about a 10 or a 15-foot run. Ideally, get outside. If the weather is nice, go outside and walk. Find you a good shaded spot in the summertime, wherever. Find a spot you want to make sure that whatever you're doing lunges on, it's solid ground, no gravel, no sand or anything that might cause you to slip. So a good hard surface of some type would be your ideal. Now, when you start off, first thing I want you to do before we do anything with lunges or before you do anything with any workout is to make sure that you stretch. So the first thing that you would want to do is try to stretch your hamstrings somewhat, because that's what you're going to be doing here, is really lengthening the hamstrings and the quadriceps. Very easy to stretch. Make sure very slowly as you go down, okay? Some people have lower back problems, so support yourself a little bit as you go down. As you go further, hold your knees first, okay? You'll feel some pressure on your hamstrings and your lower back through your glutes. Continue to slide down your legs as far as if this is as far as you can go, fine, stay here, okay? Just feel tension and pressure as far as you can go and hang here for a little bit and stretch. Every time, about every 30 seconds, try to go a little further. Relax through that muscle and continue to go down. Ultimately, if you can touch the floor, do it. You want to keep your knees locked. Don't do this. Make sure you keep your knees locked and you're stretching, okay? You can stretch for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you feel is necessary to kind of loosen those hamstrings up so we can get pliable and get ready to do this move. Now, with that started, here's where the basic movement is this, folks. Now, some of you are not going to be able to do this full extension. Some may have knee problems, some may have joint problems, back problems, and be restricted on this move. I want to show you the proper way of doing it first. We'll take a break and we'll come back to show you how you can do it with any type of restrictions or injuries, knee problems, back problems, those type of things. Now, standing straight up here, right, you're going straight forward with this move. The single most important thing is the length of step, and I'll show you why. If you are taking a normal walking step to do a lunge, okay, there's my normal stride. Now, if you go down from there, watch what happens to my knee. It goes over my foot, and my ankle's here, and my knee is here. You will damage your knee. And there's so many people that say this, I can't do lunges because it hurts my knees. This is the reason why. Your knee is over your ankle, and that will put all the pressure on your knee when you come up, okay? So here's the proper form. Watch me. Not a walking step, a longer than normal walking step. Whoop. See that? Now, what that does is it puts my knee and my ankle at a 90 degree, perpendicular with the ground. You want to make sure that when you take that step, and this every step that you take, you want to look at this and make sure you have a 90 degree. From there, the next important step is not putting your hand here, okay? When you put your hand here and push up, you're working upper body, not legs. So, keep your back straight and you come straight up, okay? Now, I'll back up here and I'll show you again. We'll take 2 steps here. Or watch me. This is a walking lunge. Straight, okay, down here. Come up and watch again. There. There's 2. And straight up. Now, when you are working out and you want to make sure, of course, we're limited in space here in the studio. What I want you to do is find a spot that you can do these. Take a step, come up, and keep walking. And what you want to do is find a spot you can do these in and go as many as you can. Let's say that you can only do 10 and you start getting winded and you start shaking and you take a step and you come up and okay? As soon as you do that, sit down, rest, get your breath. Get up, get in your starting point again, do it again, okay? When you go until you are hurting and you come here and you keep moving, then finally you get to that rep where you are hurting and you're tired, that's 1 set, okay? 2 or 3 sets the first time, 4 or 5 if you can. Go until you fatigue, and then from there, rest, recover, catch your breath, go again. And that's effectively working the leg from the glutes, raises the glutes up, hamstrings, curves them, quadriceps brings them out. So ladies, again, shaping the legs, giving you muscle tone, which is very important for overall curves and beauty and shape. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk about limitations in this move. As far as if you're hurting in your knees, if you try to do that and you couldn't do it because of restriction of motion, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you an activity that or a form that you can do that will make this and modify it for people with injuries so they can still do this move and get the benefits. So hang tight, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. We're talking about home type of exercises and the benefits and the importance of staying physically active as we age. The one exercise that we're talking about today is walking lunges, or for the legs, to keep the glutes in shape, the legs in shape. Very easily done at home. We showed you the form here before the break, and I want to go over some adaptations to this move. If you are limited on your range of movement, especially a lot of people having knee problems, possibly hip problems, those type of things, and can't go all the way down or can't go all the way out, I want to show you and give you a little modification here, and that even you guys that are in girls who are not strong enough to necessarily go all the way down. If you go all the way down and you're struggling to get back up off the front end, and it's not because of knee problems or joint problems, then you're just not strong enough yet to do this move, which is fine. We'll show you an adaptation of some alternative type of forms that you can do with this so you can get the benefit of this exercise and ultimately be able to do a lunge. So let me show you the form again, and we'll go over the proper form on this. So walking lunge, you're taking an area that you can have a path that you can do this in, like a walking path, a driveway, a hallway, a big living room. Just make sure you have a good foundation underneath you, no rocks or gravel or sand. And the thing you want to do, again, most importantly, folks, the step out, the length of step is the most important thing. As you can see with that long step, knee and ankle are perpendicular. Now, the most important thing to do here, don't lean over and come up, okay? That shifts the weight to a different area. You want to try to keep your upper body straight as you possibly can and come up to there, okay? So let's show it again, proper form. Here we go, straight out, a long step, okay? And then, none of this, don't put your hands here, that's cheating, okay? There, and straight up. Now, what if your knees hurt? What if you can't do these? Or, let's say you're just not strong enough, you go here, and you try to come up, and you can't do it. Pretty simple. Shorten the move, both distance and depth. Here's how you do that. First thing you want to do, And even if you don't feel like you can do this move off the front end, do the modification and do the modified version first. Step out like a longer than normal walking step. And here's why I say that. In order to challenge the body has a range of motion when you step that's comfortable for you as a walking pace to where you can transfer that weight. You still want to take a longer than normal step. What that does is it puts a lot more stress on this front leg, okay? Now from there, you want to do this very slowly, almost like a yoga move, okay? Longer than normal step. From here, I want you to start this process of going down. Find the range that you're comfortable in, even if it's that, even if it's this. Do that, okay? So you're still getting benefit if you're not able to go all the way down. Here, longer than normal step, and then test this range of motion, okay? If you can come to here and you feel comfortable and you can get out of that hole, go there. Then from there, every time, challenge the length, challenge the depth. So as soon as you master this, let's say that you're an older adult, someone in their 70s or 80s, and you don't have the physical strength to go all the way down. You can only go to here, okay? Fine, do this move, keep walking, okay? Do that, and if you can do this and continue to challenge it here, every time, see if you can go a little lower. Now let's say you have a knee problem, joint problem. Test that joint, see where it hurts. Let's say you have no pain in here, okay? No pain in this range of motion. All of a sudden, right there, you feel your knee. Don't go there, okay? It's like when somebody says, well, it always hurts, my finger hurts when I hit it. Well, stop hitting it. So it's the same way here. Don't go in that range where you're hurting. Stop short, okay, and come up. Now, as you go along, you may find, as you work these, you go down, and the next thing you know, you're able to get a little further. And it's not as bad. Why? Because blood flow to an injury is one of the best things you can do. Increase that blood flow, and then increase the challenge. That's all physical therapy is a gradual increase in challenging that muscle to come to a better state, stronger and more flexible. So we're going to take a break, folks. We're going to wrap this episode up on lunges. We'll come back and kind of talk about all the very basics and make sure you've got it all before we leave you right after this break. Hang tight. And we're back to wrap this one up on lunges. Of all the things in the exercises that you could do, folks, lunges alone would make such a big difference in your physique and your overall weight and fat loss. And keep in mind, when people say they want to lose weight, I say, no, you want to lose fat. You don't want to lose weight, because if you lose weight and you lose muscle weight, then you lose metabolic rate. Your metabolic rate slows. You lose curves, ladies. You lose muscle strength, bone strength, all of those things that come along with it. So you don't want to lose weight, you want to lose fat. One of the best ways to do that is through exercise, and one of the best ways to exercise is what works for you. You know, people will say, well, Todd, what kind of exercise should I do? If you're looking to lose weight, again, it's just as easy as being consistent with a walking program. Go walking with your husband, your friend, whatever, spend an hour with someone, and you get to talk and walk and get to know them and exercise and that sort of thing. So if you're looking to lose weight, just being physically active, being consistent on a regular basis, being physical is enough. Now, if you're trying to gain muscle size, that's a radically different. If you're trying to reshape your body, that's a different form of activity. That's a resistance training type of thing. So, and in my opinion, I think your best way to lose fat, get in shape, build muscle, reshape your body, be younger, defy the aging process is some type of resistance training. And again, you don't have to go into the gym, yell at the dumbbells like I do. Personally, I just enjoy that side. The anaerobic side, the strength training, resistance training is my cup of tea. May not be yours, but if you can do it just for a short time, just like we were doing with lunges here today, 10 minutes a day with lunges 3 or 4 times a week will make a big difference. So do the math on that. I always challenge people when they say they don't have time. They say, I don't have time to do this. Really? Look at your schedule. You do have time, because we're only talking 20 minutes a day, 3 or 4 days a week. If you do the math on that, that's not even just a little over an hour a week. So a little bit of investment will bring you a lot of return. Make sure, again, the most important thing with any exercise program, consistency, pushing the body, and working on a regular basis, good attitudes, the keys to health is working out, good food, smiling, getting a hug, find a dog, find somebody that loves you. That's a big part of being happy and healthy in life. So, folks, we appreciate you joining us here again. Remember, these very basic exercises will help you not only make you look better, make you feel better, lose weight, all in one shot. I appreciate you joining us here, folks. We'll give you more advice and more tips here on the show and online about how you can do this at home and do it so easily. So thanks for joining us here on Understanding Your Health. We'll see you next time.